Hello everybody, it's me and welcome back to another video. Now, in this one, I am going to be doing something quite fun-ish, I guess. I feel like ever since Metronette's Soul Burst came out, right, everyone is panicking, freaking out. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I think a lot of people forget how overpowered base Metronette actually is. It's been nerfed so many times and it is still so freaking strong that it's kind of ridiculous. And there is a reason that Metronette is banned in most tournament play, just because of how ridiculously oppressive it is. And the thing is, it is probably one of my favorite designs when it comes to event roamings. I freaking love Metronette's design. I just don't use it all too often, and honestly, I really want to find a Gamma one at some point, so, you know, maybe that could happen in the future. But what I wanted to do today, with Metronette specifically, is I'm going to be trying something. I'm going to be using the old broken Metronette set. And I have the Item Health Amulet here, and I have Nimble. I think Nimble's always going to be the best personality to go for. Sorry, I tried to sneeze attack. I think Nimble's always going to be the best personality in Metronette because it has such a solid speed stat that you always want to increase that speed stat as much as possible. The Item Health Amulet's also just great for what Metronette does. We're going to get right into that. Boom! The old Metronette set that makes this thing so oppressive. My nose is so stuffy right now. But we got Peace of Mind, Hypnotize, Dark Surge, and Power. My hair is way too long right now. I'm going to get it sliced open. But this is what makes Metronette super good. You might be wondering, what? Why? I feel like I can just send in a bug type. You can. The bug types work pretty well into this, right? But one problem is it's really difficult to stop. Because look, this thing is super quick, 105 base speed, honestly pretty solid defenses, and you cannot passively wear it down. This thing is an absolute nightmare for stall because it's not possible to passively wear it down. Because stuff like Soul Burst Gas Stroke would have to set up to +6 if they want to break down Metronette. Metronette outspeeds it, and then they can Hypnotize, right? And even at that point, they can just Peace of Mind, gain range defense and range attack, and then it'll just be too late. If you can get rid of the range attackers, or not even range attackers, the boots users of enemies, Metronette is absolutely going to pop off, right? And I know you might be wondering, why are you not running Psychoblast? Now, the reason I don't have Psychoblast is because I do not want to be walled by dark types, and Pyrokinesis does hit those dark types. So, this is the old best Metronette set, and because Darkrai is coming tomorrow night, for me, it's like 2 AM, and I'm going to be up for it, into Pokemon Unite, I decided, you know what? Let's freaking try the closest thing in this game to Darkrai that we can get. You can make the argument that the closest thing is actually Cephalops, but Metronette has the closer stats to it and is more known for Hypnotize, Peace of Mind sweeps. But yeah, hope that you all enjoy, and let's get right into it. I'm praying that I do not fight any land torches today because that would just be horrendous. Okay, so this is an example of a pretty solid game for the Metronette in general. If I can get the Hypnotize off on the Deladrix, their boots user is now slow. I can always... Oh, actually, I can't really Pyrokinesis that Moraith. I need to put that thing to sleep, too. This is also an example of a range attacker that we could honestly run Applied Frustration if we wanted to against Lachance, but I don't think I'm going to do that. Let's go with this. Throw an Icicle up. Icicle's honestly pretty solid. I'm going to bring this in case they decide to go with that. What's their removal? They don't have any, actually, so Wobbusk is really good than this. I kind of want to bring my boots user because I'm not about to bring Semi-Stall. This looks boring. Yeah, this looks incredibly boring if I bring this, but the problem is, if that's not Analyze Moraith, plus they have the Lachance, I honestly think that bringing the Rancidor is a really good move here because it hits basically everything. And they have one Ancient Resist, which is Luminami, and then I just get to Muck Blast it right after. I honestly do think that Rancidor is a good bring, but it's like, what do I drop? It's like, I'm thinking like Cosmere or Wobbelisk work to drop. I think I'm going to end up dropping Wobbelisk, to be honest. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Moraith makes sense for the lead. We get to actually immediately tell what this is, actually. So let's see. Is it Analyze? It is Reflective. We're going to Hypnotize immediately. And they could also Shatter. They can do a lot of things. We actually get to Hypnotize off on the Lumi. Okay. So actually, I'm going to do something here. I mean, I'm actually a little bit weak to the Odasho now, realizing it. I'm actually very weak to Odasho. Oh, freak. I can stall it with Lashent, I hope. What I can actually do here is immediately Dark Surge to get rid of the Shade Pearl. They can also switch. That works too. They're back into Moraith. And that's fine. This is totally fine. These generally... I don't think Reflective Moraith likes to run Impersonate. Like, is that just me? I'm going to go into this. I don't have removal, which is one of my problems I'm having here. But I'm going to try and go for a fadeaway, I feel like. If they go into Luminami, then we just slap down, get rid of Shade Pearl. And then we have Dark Surge for later. We kind of just need to get set up, right? He has not done any work so far, and so far I've done more than him. I'm assuming that you're just going to go into Zulong, which then you get to just Ancient Roar. But, I mean, this is why I wanted Hazards up. I felt like this guy's going to switch a lot, so I might as well try to get my Hazards up. But yeah, I really wanted to try out the Metronette from olden days. Deludrix makes sense. I'm going to Briar Block so I can see what move he goes for. And then I can react to it really easily. If it's Ferroblast, I'm just going to go into Plasmoth. If it's Hydroblast, I'm going to stay in, and then I'm just going to go for a Slap. Because they can't switch into Slap. They only have Luminami, which is going to be asleep. And I don't think that it wakes up because it's Shade Pearl. Which then means I get to go for a switch into... I guess I go into the Cosmure and try to go for my Icicle Traps. Although, I think Barbs was a lot better. That was a big brain move, I'll be honest. That was a very big brain move on them. I applaud that move. I applaud it. And Hydroblast. If you Hydroblast right now, that'd be insane. Hydroblast, come on. Man. Charge Dark? That was a very risky Zip Zap on their part because of Charge Dark potential. That was actually a crazy move on their part to go for the weight there. I'm still always going to Briar Block if they do that again. I'm always going to Briar Block. But that was sick. Okay. Okay. I love that. Moraith is in... Well, this is not fun. They're just gonna go for a Shatter, which sets their Barbs up. Just gonna go back into this. I can't get rid of the Barbs, and they're definitely just playing passive for Barbs specifically. Unless they just Baffle again. Yeah, that makes sense. They want to get their Barbs up without any worry of them being removed, because I don't have my removal with me. At this point, I think I could just Sap Plant and be annoying. I'm just gonna Sap Plant and be annoying. I'm gonna start getting damage on stuff. They could also maybe predict Fade Away and go Luminami. Okay, they go Lashent. Can I do much with Metronette? I can. I just need to get that Deludrix paralyzed, so... I guess I just slap. He's gonna get rid of my item, but I get rid of his item. There's his Dust. Here's Ice Hammer, actually. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't think I get two-shot, though. Yeah, because it's Lashent. Makes sense. Okay, let's Fade Away now. If they Ice Hammer, I just go... Well, they can also Icicle Trap if they're weird. They could be... Lashent's a good Icicle Trap setter. I wonder if they're going to predict me going for Briar Block and then go Deludrix. That'd be a little weird on their part, though. So I don't think that's going to happen. I feel like they go for Slap here. That kind of makes sense to me. I mean, all I can really do is this and try to go for my Icicle Trap. If I get Icicle Traps up, I'm one happy camper. Because then I can start getting this passive damage that he can't stop. So Slap makes sense here. Okay. He can't provoke me either because I'm Regift. So we're going to Icicle Trap for free. Cannot provoke me. Yeah, this is going to be a tougher one. This is definitely someone that isn't an unhappy camper, I get. Not unhappy camper. I don't know what I was trying to say there. Okay. ISO chops up is amazing. Do I just dissipate into Rancidor and start doing that? Because they have what? Deladrix, Luminami, Lashent. Deladrix, Luminami, Lashent, Maraith. And then what? Deladrix, Luminami, Lashent, Maraith. I don't know their last. If it's Zulong, I need to keep my Plasmoth healthy. Ugh. So far, though, like, if I had Ferroblast on my Plasmoth, it's really strong here. It's very, very strong. But I just dissipate here and to save Cosmere for a sack. Okay, nice. I get to react to what they send in. And they go into Maraith. Okay. Maraith is really good to be sent in here. I'm going to go into this. I guess we just rest here. Oh, actually, a crazy move that they have is to just attack me with another shatter. Oh, can they shatter, honestly? I want to see them shatter. I want to see them make these crazy plays so I can figure out what they're going to do later. But if they just switch, I think they're just going to be playing it safe. Oh my god, shatter. Please tell me he did. I'd be so happy. Dude, this is awesome. He's going to predict Fade Away and go Luminami just to waste energy. I kind of just want to slap down. I'm just going to slap down. You're just going to predict and go Luminami. Getting that damage on Lumi will be good. And then Metronette, getting rid of that Shade Shell is good. Well, let's see what happens. I can't be damaged by Barbs either with Metronette. So we just need to get into a position where it can win. The problem is that Deladrix in the back is always threatening me. So I always need to make sure I have my other guy up and ready. So here's Luminami. Okay, well, we get rid of the Shade Pearl, which is good. I feel like they're just going to assume I Sap Plant, but the more I get, the more Lashent comes in, the worse it is for him. Now, this is where I would have clicked Fade Away. If I was crazy, I click Fade Away on Lashent here, get big damage, and then go into Rancidor, and then Palm on the Maraith, and then Draco Beam. That would have been cool. But then they just go Luminami, so I think I would just Muck Blast instead. Because Muck Blast is also really strong into their team. But I'm going off of them maybe thinking that I go for Fade Away, predicting Lashent coming in, so then I get my Sap Plant off to get free damage, and then I can just rest this next turn. That's what I'm kind of going off of. This is one crazy battle so far. This is fun. Yeah, here's the Lashent. I mean, that's really big damage, and I think I'm just going to go for a Fade Away. Yeah, he does not want me to get my stuff up, that's for sure. I mean, I can only see Photosynthesis coming out here. I can only see Photosynthesis coming out. Any other move, I think, is a throw, so I'm going to go Metronette. Any other move is bad, I think. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm going to throw out the Hypno and try to put this Deladrix to sleep. Putting Delu to sleep is my best option that I have. Putting Lashent to sleep is also good, but I think I want Delu to sleep the most. What else can I really do? I mean, putting Lashent to sleep would be really nice. Okay, we get that thing to sleep. I can... The problem is I don't want to Palm because I know Deladrix is coming in. So, is this a Rancidor situation? Because Rancidor is really good into all of Deladrix's moves. I Palm for free on the Zip Zap. They can't go Lashent. They can go Lashent, but that takes damage from the traps. And I'm do or die with Muck Blast. That would just kill. So they can't do that. Or they'd have to risk taking way too much damage from all my attacks. They'd have to also risk that. Because they would have to be constantly switching over and over between the Luminami. So it's really a decision what I want to do here. And I know for a fact they're going Deladrix. So it's that if I just want to go Rancidor, right? That or they predict me doing that. But I don't think they want to risk the Pyro, right? That's kind of what I'm thinking. Or do I just Dark Surge and then... No. I think I'm just going to go with the Rancidor. It makes the most sense to me. This just makes the most sense because I feel like Deladrix just comes in. And if it does, I throw out Palm, I think. This also works really well for me. Oh, this actually is much better. I'm just going to Palm. I guess, what did they assume I was going to do? Pyrokinesis? Probably. I was assuming Deladrix. Delu, Maraith, Lashent, Luminami. Woohoo. Having so much fun. They do not like light types, that's for sure. I'm glad I did not bring Nightmare. It would have been freaking useless. Moraith or Delu? This makes sense. Something in me wants to Muck Blast. Here's my thing. At this point, they know that I know that they like to predict moves. So, honestly, if I'm him in this position, I'm going to stay in, calling out Muck Blast to get big damage. Yep. That's what I would have done if I was in his position. That's 100% what I would have done, is gone for that. Because that just makes a lot of sense. And that is the Moraith freaking dead, which is one of the biggest things dead. And the reason that he went for that move, that just makes sense for him to go for, is because in any other situation, I would Muck Blast predicting Luminami coming in on the Draco Beam because he's been predicting all this time. But that's the thing with these people. Once you get the idea of how much they play and stuff like that, it's not too difficult to predict their moves. I mean, it's not too hard. I think they just Ancient Roar here. You Ancient Roar into Lashent, and I just Dissipate, but I take a huge Ice Hammer if I do that, and I need Plasma alive. Oh, they actually just go for Fire Breath. Okay. Makes sense. I'm just gonna Rejuvenate. But yeah, no. Like, this guy is just predicting every possible move, so all I have to do is go like, oh, what makes sense to predict here? And then just go off of that. That's all I have to do now, because he's just wanting to predict, and I don't have to. I'm in a better position now that I got the first kill of the game, just because of the Rancidor. And now I have abilities later to Final Ruse with Rancidor, or even just call him out with Final Rusing. Like, if I was to Peace of Mind on, like, let's say, for example, this is a nimble Zulong and not very nimble, my Rancidor would outspeed it. So I could Palm on something, right? And they might think, oh, okay, he probably just wants to kill me, right? But he's in a bad spot, and we know his entire team. He has Delu, Zulong, Luminami, and Lashent. So, geez, this could be a really good game for Plasmoth, but he's in a bad spot. Ancient Roaring's bad, just switching is your only move. What are they going to go into, though? Luminami's what I'd assume. Lashent also works, but it is asleep. And I'm actually in a perfect position right now for Metronette to win. Because, I mean, sort of. I'm sort of in a perfect position for Metronette to win. Sort of. I just Dissipate here, though. And if they end up going into Delu, we'll figure it out. I can also just go Rancidor. Rancidor's in a really good position as well. Like, Rancidor kind of just pops off right now because all I do is Palm. I think I could actually, no. I just throw out Muck Blast at this point. It does not matter what I do. If they lose Lashent, they are going to lose way too much health. Yeah, that's not the move. This is a bad move because I just get so much damage with Muck Blast. How much damage does he take? Way too much, and now he's poisoned. Okay, so now we just go back into Plasmoth and he dies. Yeah, this is the Rancidor carry game just because the Deladrix is alive. If Deladrix was dead, this would not be a carry. But I do have to be careful of the Deladrix because it does kind of just kill me if my Plasmoth dies. So it's a game where I have to keep Plasmoth safe. And I just go Plasmoth here, and they're going to go into Lashent to get their health back, and then I am going to go into Cosmior, sack it if they rejuvenate, I Dissipate, I go into Metronette, and then I'm in a solid spot. E-Burst makes total sense. But I need to keep my Plasmoth healthy enough, because I know that this Deladrix is boots. One thing that I can also do is try to call out its moves. Okay, they're going to play the Deladrix now, which this makes a lot of sense to go for. And I can't really, like, take it. They know my entire team. They know that I'm very, very weak to the Deladrix. So it's a thing of, like, I think I just go Cosmior. And if they predict and go for Ferroblast, then I go back into Plasmoth, and then I just rejuvenate. So it's a lose-lose for them if they click any move besides Hydroblast. Hydroblast is the only move that they can click here. It's the only one that does anything. Okay, no. They did what I thought they were going to do. They Ferroblasted. Now, that doesn't actually do that much for them because Plasmoth lives. For one, it lives. And if it doesn't, if I stayed in there, I could have stayed in and just went for a Rejuvenate, but it's not boots. Okay, no, never mind. It's not boots. Never mind. So I win with Rancidor. Got it. Oh, and I get the Charge Dark. I mean, I just win with Rancidor now, right? I just Muck Blast everything, and he can't do anything. And if he tries to kill me with his Luminami, I'll just call him out. And now the Deladrix is paralyzed, so even if it's very nimble, my Metronette will still outspeed it. So we have some play around that. I just Muck Blast. I don't do anything but Muck Blast right now. And I rest on the Luminami because it's not going to kill me. It's going to call out my final ruse. So I rest, final ruse, and then Muck Blast. That gets the most out of it because if they go for a wait or a rest, it's just more turns wasted, which means their rain will be down for longer. But yeah, as soon as the Deladrix dies, I'm in an incredible spot with Metronette. I just win with Metronette. Yeah, they know they can't sack off the Delu, but at this point, they're in a bad spot in general. They get their Petrifying off. This generally doesn't really matter at all. I so want to rest on the Luminami, dude. I so want to rest on it. Do I still win no matter what happens here, or do I need to save a Muck Blast with Rancidor? What do I have? I don't know, actually. My Plasmoth died, so I need to be careful on this. Oh, wait. It's asleep. Wait, how long is it? No, it hasn't been asleep for that long. Oh, actually, this is not just a wraps, isn't it? This is not just over. I feel like this is my only move. And then I need to save Muck Blast for the Deladrix. So I go into Lando Tree. Yes, I need to just get the Deladrix low enough. I think my Rancidor can survive 2 hits of barbs. Yeah, it should definitely survive 2. Petrifying. They're asleep. All I do here is just Sap Plant. I have no reason not to. And plus I'm getting healing from the rain. So the problem is right now, if my Rancidor dies, the Deladrix just wins because it has a Ferroblast on both Lashent and my Metronette. They got a 3-turn sleep. That freaking sucks. I feel like because I'm getting so much health back from Sapland, I could just rest here. I'm just gonna rest. I don't see why not. Frostbeam won't do that much at all. Unless they're Chili Chomp. But that does even less. This shouldn't do that much at all. It doesn't do anything. They have to switch at some point, but the lower that they get with the Deladrix, the better chance I have at just winning, right? Because if I get 1 piece of mind off, yeah, this is what I was assuming would come in. If I get 1 piece of mind off with Metronette in this range, I just need to get the Deladrix a little bit lower. That's a solid slap down. Clutch plushie. I'm just gonna slap down again because I think he's gonna assume I'm gonna Briar Block because he's been predicting all game anyway. I can also just Sap Plant, which also kind of just wins in the spot. If he Ferroblasts, oh, yeah, yeah, just call him out. Just call them out in these things. No! How tragic. Ooh. Actually, that does put a ring in this, doesn't it? This puts a ring in my plans. Oh, frick, it does. Now the game is, does Metronette... I need to get +2 with Metronette. Yeah, I need +2 with Metronette now to win, because of that miss on Sap Plant. All I needed to do was slap down, and I think I was fine. Unless I outspeed it, but I severely doubt it. I mean, what's my speed on Lashent? I have 16 speed, they're paralyzed, so they have half speed. They'd have to have above 162, which it's a Deladrix, so yes, it's gonna have above 162, I'm pretty sure. Because base 100, actually, wait, it might not. Deladrix, just nimble, 200 is 158, which if it is paralyzed is 79 speed. So I actually do outspeed this here, so I can just, do I just fade away? Do I fade away into the Rancidor and then go back into the Lashent? That can work. That also still just wins for Metronette. But then if I slap down... No, I think a fadeaway is a move here. Yeah, I outspeed. I think I Rancidor. Had to do that calc because I was like, wait. No, I based that off of Naimare's speed stat, which is 165 at Nimble 200. So I knew, like, oh, wait. Never mind, I'm fine. I can also go into Metronette here, but I'm just going to go into this and just pivot again. I have no reason not to. Metronette is going to secure the win, though, in this game. But this was honestly a very close game. This guy played very, very, very well. This was honestly a very fun fight. Because, like, once you figure out that people play, like, the way that they just did, like he just did, no offense to his playstyle at all. Like, he played very well, and that was a very fun fight. But you can start just calling them out. Like, I called him out on his rests. I called him out on a bunch of his predicts. Once I figured out he liked going for predictions, then that's whenever you can just lock in and figure them out. And also, the fact that I Mysterious Cloak on my Metronette also really, really helped with me winning this game. Because I suddenly can't take chip from the barbs, right? Which is just a really good thing in general. Yeah, this is gonna hurt. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. He would need a crit daze to win. That's all he would need. But I'm not gonna go for Hypno. It's toxic. GG. That was a very, very good game. Very well played by him. Very, very well played, but I had the Uber. Alrighty, here we go into the next one. Oh my. Okay, fun fact, Metronette outspeeds everything on this team. Actually, wait, what is Rancidor again? What is Rancidor speed? 104, that's be like 1. Oh crap. Okay, Metronette outspeeds their entire team, so one palm. Oh, there's a Leviatros. Oopsie. Not all their team. One palm, and then I'm in a really good spot. I hit really hard. One problem I'm having here is going to be this Eruptodon, which I physically can't really hit with Plasmoth, and this team is not really equipped to deal with Eruptodon, but we do have Nymare, so we can do something with that. It's also a hazard removal. I do also think that Barbs is really good to get up here. I'm going to bring this for the Morphezu, because this is kind of designed to break down Morphezu. Got Draft Pearl, you got Provoke, Power Surge, you have everything. And then, like, this is for the Phagenaut. This is also just really freaking strong, is it not? Because what? Palm, and I hit everything so hard. Yeah, this is really good. I need to save Draco Beam specifically for Moraith or for the Eruptodon. So I think this... Honestly, I'm going to go with the Boots lead. And if they go with Moraith, I'm just going to go to the tree. Yeah, I think I can do this. This is fine. This is fine. And they go with Phagenaut. Ooh. Okay, wait. Are they Boots Phagenaut? They could get called out here by my Nymare. If they're Boots Phagenaut, they get called out. Are they Boots? They might be Boots because... Oh, that's way too much damage for him to take that early on. Do I go Plasmoth immediately? I think that invites... Actually, both switches I have here are really bad if this is Boots. Ooh, actually, wait. Do I risk the Nime? No. Do I just do I Briar Block to check if it's boiling? Maybe, and if it's boiling, it's probably wouldn't be Boots. My thought process right now is if I go into Plasmoth, that invites Ice Hammer, Novadeus in, and I do not know if I outspeed it because I don't know if they are Boots, but realistically, this Phagenaut would be their Boots user because they stayed in against Nymare. But if I go into this, it's the same idea, but then there's a Boiling Press or an Ice Hammer on my side coming, and my switches into the Novadeus are honestly pretty bad. So I think it's a thing where I think Plasmoth might be a little bit better. Or I don't know, like I think I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna Briar Block. Unless they randomly decide to Flash and Flee. They could do that too. They could just randomly decide to Flash and Flee. Oh, they wanted to hinder it immediately. Okay, do they have a light type? Not that I remember. I think I'm just gonna go for a Fadeaway if I can. And there's a Zip Zap. Definitely overcharged looking at that damage. You might be like, wait, that was nothing. He's at -1. I resist it. I'm a Lashent. Of course I'm a Lashent. Yes, this is what I was freaking scared of. But we got out alive, and... Is it Brittany's Flash and Flee into an Ice move? I have no switches into Ice moves. This is a Hypno, but I do not know if this is their Boots user. This can Draco me, but it doesn't kill. But then again, that risks Boots. If I switch this in and outspeed me, it's a Boots user, which then I can take advantage of the fact I went for Ice move and try to do something with it. I think this has to be my only option, I think. This is honestly pretty bad. Pretty bad. We're gonna have to Flash and Flee here. It's my only real option. Okay. Big damage. Okay, so I think something's dying here. Now, what am I more worried about dealing with? I know that the Phage Knot is not Boots. It's went for Taze and Zip Zap. If this is a Boots Nova Deus, it's not Nimble 200 because that is a 101 speed stat, which outspeeds me. So it's a thing if I go into this, right? Ice Move is coming out. We know 100% Ice Move is coming out. If it is a ranged Ice Move, however, I go Plasmoth, which then has the potential to charge Arc, and then we're never worried about the Nova Deus because then we can do stuff. But I honestly think that Lashent's dying here. The only problem with Lashent dying is that I'm very weak to the Moraith. And if I lose Plasmoth, I absolutely need to... both options are terrible. Both options are awful to sack. Because they both lead to worse and worse things. But honestly, I think that the only thing that I can really do here is probably sack... I don't know, this is really bad. Really, really bad. I have to do this and just freaking pray Power Surge kills, but it probably doesn't. If I get the Charged Arc proc, we're fine. I actually only took half there. If I only took half, maybe I can heal this off. This is not the Boots user. Okay. I need to try to get a Para here. Para is my only option I have, really. No Charged Arc yet. Will they go for Boiling? Which I think honestly might do a little bit more. Okay, they are just gonna go for Frost Beams. No Charged Arc! Okay. Let's do this one more time. If they rest, they rest. Okay, they don't. We can rest this next turn. And fish for this Charged Arc proc. There's Primal Slash. It's gonna do a lot more. Actually, not really. Okay, oh, I could Dissipate. No, I need my energy. Okay, interesting. Moraith, there it is. Moraith is gonna go for a Shatter. This is exactly why we kept the Lashent around. Well, now I'm not worried at all about Nova Deus because I do just have a Slapdown and a Fadeaway, which can probably kill it, I hope. We're gonna find out. I think Slapdown has to be the kill move, though. Assuming Shatter, this makes the most sense. With me being paralyzed, I have, what, 81 speed? Half of that is 40.5. So I have, I think numbers round down in this game. So I have 40 base speed right now, which actually I don't think Moraith's outspeed. If they are very sluggish, which most of them are, he'd be 39 speed at best. So realistically, I'm outspeeding here. Or, yeah, I'm outspeeding here, which is honestly not what I really wanted. Maybe I should Sap Plant first. Let me Sap Plant. Ooh, okay, interesting. It's a speed investment. I got my Sap Plant off. I can heal. I'm gonna try to go Nightmare and get rid of these hazards. We're gonna Fade Away. And they're into what? Venusaur. Ooh. Okay, now here's my thing. I haven't gone full parry yet, which is really good. Here's my thing. I don't think they're staying in because, for one, the only move they have to hit me is a poison move, which I have a Rancidor that can switch in, which literally always outspeeds Venusaur no matter what. I think you switch here. Oh, okay. We go for the Boots Gust, by the way. I like to point that out. That's actually something you can do to prank people. They're like, wait, how is this outspeeding me so much if it's Gust? So our best option here, we can assume it's a poison move that's coming out. Our best option is go Rancidor because it can resist it can resist the poison move. Then we also get a very threatening presence on the field. Completely for free, I might add. There's a Nova Deus. We get a free Palm. It's Palm for free. And we get a Muck Blast off. After this Nova Deus dies, Metronette's in a good position because it can hit pretty much everything. The Phage Knot's not Boots, we outspeed it. We can Pyrokinesis the Moraith because I think we're gonna need like +2, no, +3 to even kill, I think. Let's just Muck Blast then. Yeah, we go for that free kill. Now it's what do they want to do? Is the real question. They go to a Rapidon. This is immediately going to be Draco Beamed. Do not care. immediately going to Draco Beam this because this is the biggest threat to me in my opinion. It was that and Nova Deus, which if Rancidor could take both of those out, I'm going to immediately go into my Metronette, which gets to Palm. Then I get to Dark Surge, the Venusaur, and I think Barb Trap is the melee one. Ruffle Feathers is the ranged one. So, yeah, I just have to be careful of that. And we just take down the does so much damage, dude. I love this guy, dude. Freaking love this Rancidor. It's so fun. You gotta try this Rancidor set at some point. Shrewd Swan's the GOAT. I love it. Venusaur's in. So this is actually something that we can just straight up kill, but at this point I'm gonna try to win with the Metronette. But the Metronette, I can't take any passive damage as long as I'm not poisoned and vibing. Is this just me Draco Beaming, then dying, and then going into the Metronette so he Barb Traps? Probably, right? I shouldn't kill this thing because I'm at -1, but I'm only dealing 20% less damage because my do or die. It's just a Rancidor video. It's just a Rancidor video, man. I mean, all we do is go Metronette, then we just win. So, sheesh, Rancidor, you are popping off, man. Okay, so let's just die here. Totally content with death here. Please freaking die. Please, so I can go Metronette. So confused. Just kill me. Just flash and flee. Murder me. Just kill me. Just let me die. Please. Okay. If I get to Final Ruse, whatever they send in. I don't know. I don't. Is this even the end? Oh, a crit. That mattered. Why did Rancidor just win? I tried to die that entire time with a Rancidor. Ugh. But anyway, that'll be all. Hopefully that you guys enjoyed. And if you did, leave a like and subscribe down below. It is very helpful. Where's that one guy that I fought? That Mouseru guy's gone. That guy was really fun to fight. But yeah, hopefully that you all enjoyed. And I actually want to give a few more takes on that first battle because I think that was just a really good one. This is why sometimes mixing up your playstyle in the middle of the battle is a good thing, because after I figured out that he likes to predict a lot, that's whenever it was like I got to call him out like a bunch of moves and stuff like that. That's where you want to switch up your playstyle. Is like you want to be really like get a solid idea of your playstyle in the beginning of the battle, so people are like, oh wait, this is what he's gonna do. Let me just predict him, and then if you just mix it up, you're vibing. The key point is when to mix it up. That's the thing. It's like once you figure out, and if you could call it like at least once, then you could probably mix up what you're doing, because that's the best way to adapt. You gotta adapt and overcome. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you ever later. Bye!